Have you ever wondered why you get irritated easily, staying up all night long just because you lack sleep, or going for 2 or 3 days without food and your body is okay? Well, these are some of underlying factors of depression and trauma. Hi, my name is Jedida Wafula, a training counseling psychologist and a sign language interpreter. Join me as I bring together diverse voices to explore on mental health awareness and how it impacts their life, on keen interest on persons with disability. Let's break the stigma and shine a light on this crucial aspect of our mental wellness. Thank you. Of the Mind Show, and by now when you see me, you see mental health, you see mental health well-being. Thank you so much for watching, and for the returning subscribers, thank you so much. So on this show, we've always been advocating for mental health well-being, and considering what is happening on social media. Ukienda TikTok, Caro Sonnie, Mulamwah. Ukienda Instagram, Caro Sonnie, Mulamwah. Everywhere is Caro Sonnie, Mulamwah. So we want to talk about these two. Do you think one is a narcissist and the other one, do you think the other one is a toxic baby mama? And in all these, who are nani anakuwa affected kwa hizi vitu zote at the end of the day? So today we are going to discuss about that, and we see some characteristics of a narcissist, characteristics of a toxic person, and how the two can wanaweza jitoa kwa hizi dramas zote, wabaki hapo like they co-parent as they are, they help this child, na pia Mulamwah can move on with his life with the new, is it wife or baby mama? Atujajua bado. So yeah, welcome to the Secrets of the Mind, and always check on your friends, because huku nje right now it's hard. Because we've had people committing suicide, and suicide cases have risen. So kindly check on your friends. Ukiona ameanza kubehave the way hakuwa na behave in the previous times, kindly just ask them wanna go through nini, so that we can avoid all these suicide cases increasing. So today I'm joined by a training counseling psychologist. She goes by the name Veronica, but I'll give her the platform to introduce herself. Welcome, Veronica.
Thank you so much, Jedida. Thank you so much, our viewers. My name is Veronica Karaoke. I'm a training psychologist, and I'm glad to have Jedida with me. Thank you for the invitation. Thank you for sharing your platform to be able to talk about this issue of Mulamwah and baby mama. Sijui tuseme mama sama ni mama. ama kabla watu chape kwa social media,
we just say baby mama. Yeah. So you are here, you're first a training psychologist, you are a wife, and you are a mother, right?
Yes.
So hizi vitu zote zina happen between Carol and Sonnie. It started way back in 2022. Is it 2022?
Yes.
Yeah, mtoto akizaliwa 2022 if I'm not wrong. Akizaliwa ikakuje kanyamaza, so say it's back. So what do you think about these two?
For me, nafikiria Mulamwah has an interest. Because initially he had stated that he's not even the baby daddy to that child. And initially akasema hata kulikuwa na there's a story he started saying on social media, like the baby wasn't his, and even Caro wanted to abort the baby. There was a story behind, sindio? So why the interest now? That is what we would ask our viewers. Kwa nini Mulamwah sai ameona huyo mtoto ana, but because if we are following up, unajua huyo mtoto ameanza kukua, and again kuna adverts, kuna hizo vitu. So Mulamwah anaona if I say I'm the baby now, I'll be able to get to this baby's life, and whatever platform the baby is having at a benefit. That is my view.
So that brings me to this question. Do you think Mulamwah is a narcissist? Now, before you tell us if Mulamwah is a narcissist, unaweza tuambia any 3 or 4 characteristics of a narcissist?
Okay, a narcissist is somebody who wants control, anapenda control. Most of the narcissists, they want to make you like wanataka kukufanya usi, you don't have the independency. So most of the time they withdraw, they make you feel like you need them more than you need yourself. They don't want your independency, they don't want your interaction, because whenever you interact with people, they feel like if you might get so many ideas from out there, but mimi najulizanga aje, kama hujajua mtu ni narcissist, you never saw the red flags.
But if they can be able to hide all these until this time inakuja mahali inakuja kujishow, they hide for a period of time.
Yes.
And they can also hide it for a long period of time. When you come to notice it, amesha kuingiza huko ndani, there is a way you can't get out of it because you're already in. So unapata maybe in this case when for Mulamwah anafeel Carol should not be independent at any given time, because for me I feel kama he's not a narcissist. For me I feel he has those characteristics of a narcissist, because at this period of time Carol tumeona amekuwa anaendelea na life yake with the baby haongelei anything about Mulamwah. But sahi Mulamwah alikuja akafanya challenge of baby daddy. At the end of the day Carol kuja kuijibu ana feel Carol anafanya vibaya. So I feel he has the characteristic.
He has one. Okay, he has tried to hide his characters as a narcissist so much, because the moment alitaka withdraw Caro from social life, alitaka Caro akue ana depend na yeye in every decision she's making. If it is for the baby, unasikia ati mimi ndio nilimfanya asiende, so ni kama yeye ndiye alidecide mtoto azaliwe. But I know Caro, being a strong woman, she knows, she saw the red flags before, and that is why she withdrew pole before she was caught up in the narcissist business of Mulamwah.
That also brings me to an interesting question. She called herself a toxic baby mama. Yes. Do you think she's a toxic baby mama? Because hapa nyuma tumeona Mulamwah akipost mostly recently when he posted the rural show of him and Ruth, tuliona he commented hapo akasema nini, there's a way alisema hiyo mimi yangu itakuwa even more better than what they have. Alafu then during the the baby shower, so she was like, wewe rusha tu hapo pesa na hujainunulia mtoto hata kitu. So do you think she's bitter, or she's just a toxic baby mama, or what do you think about Carol?
She's just a bitter woman. She's just a bitter woman. As much as she calls herself toxic, raising a baby, you see the first stage of the baby, conceiving the baby, carrying the baby and giving birth. One, I might not crucify Caro at this point as a toxic, as much as she calls herself toxic, because she's jealous. Every woman getting a baby, you do it out of love. There's no coincidental. Okay, people say I accidentally got pregnant, but you knew you can get pregnant. And the moment you decided to keep the pregnancy, you knew you wanted to be a mother. So Caro knew she wanted a mother. She wanted to be the mother of the child. So by the time aseme ati yangu itakuwa ni ile jealous, kuna kabita, ni mtu tu, kuna ile kawivu tu kanachemkanga huko chini. So at the end of the day, Caro, she has raised the baby so well, even to get her to a platform, to get the baby to a social platform. Ujue hiyo ni effort. So apparently there's a jealous, toxic. Atujui kama anavutanga Mulamwah huko nyuma ndio akasema ya toxic.
But tukiongelea about toxic, a toxic person ni mtu, like the person lies a lot. The person wants sympathy from people. The person wants what else? Anataka ile, they will never talk about, like hawataiji explain about themselves. They will never come out clean. Watakuwa tu kwa chini wamenyamaza. So do you think hizi zenye nimesema tatu umeziona kwa Carol at any period of time?
Yes. She doesn't talk about herself, that part. Anaongelea shida ya baby daddy. You see, tuna need kujua hata yeye karakta yake. We don't want Mulamwah akuja mtuanishe nguo asembe ati anafanya yani ile kumtoa nguo ile the African way. You don't need to bash her, but all I think Caro hata yeye si mzuri, but I think she has a little bit of it.
So that means this makes these two people the same, and both of them are toxic to each other.
Alafu there's one thing. Ukikuwa toxic na mwingine akuwa narcissist, ujue hawa watu wawili hawaezika. Because toxic, at the end of the day, it's only that toxic they so much on the other person. A narcissist will pull you near them. Toxic anakupush out. But to me, I understand toxic and narcissist, they are not far away. It's in different ways. They are just on the same path, but walking on a different pieces. So Caro might be narcissist to Mulamwah, as much as Mulamwah we see the toxic, the narcissist side of him.
So okay, tuliona Mulamwah amepost hapo when it comes to his Instagram page recently, akisema amepeleka the issue to the court because ana feel amedepriviwa the right of being in the life of his kid, of which niliona hapo statement inasema Mulamwah should be given opportunity to see his daughter, I think from 5 p.m. Friday to 5 p.m. Sunday. Pia pewa opportunity ya kulipa school fees, because huku nyuma tulisikia Carol wakisema Carol akitumiwa pesa na Mulamwah ana reverse hivyo. So do you think Mulamwah took the best step? And if he took the best step, do you think Carol will comply to the rules of the law?
As much as she doesn't want to comply, it is the law. Kwanza she understands it's the law. You see, hapo nyuma, women would keep the babies from their daddies. Sometimes tunasema kuna deadbeat fathers, but it is the women who keeps the baby out of their daddy. Now the court, I think a ruling from 2022 or early 2023, there was a ruling that the man, if the man is ready to see the baby, let them see the baby. Mimi sijai understand kwa nini ukwe mgumu, as much as it was an issue between you and the man. So let the baby not be a victim to your issues. Let the baby, if the daddy want to pay school fees to see the baby, ni kumuona tu. At the end of the day, ako na damu yake. So kwa nini umkataze? So Mulamwah, that is the best thing he did. And by the time he was going to court, alikuwa amejaribu kuongea na Caro. So unaona kama ni yeye anamtumia pesa ana reverse, kama ni yeye anamcall labda anamblock. So the only thing angefanya ni just to go to the court, and the court wanampatia hiyo ruling. The only thing I am not sure kama Caro ata comply. Yeah, weekend. Sioni, but if she there's that part of you unajambia, let's see if there were what worse can happen. What worse can happen, Caro?
Do you think changing the name from Mulamwah, changing the daughter's name from Mulamwah's name to her name, was it right?
It wasn't right at the first place. And always as women we work with our emotions. So she was not in a state of mind ya kureason. Mtu ana reasoningi na uko mbele. But at this point unajipatanga nimekasirika, sitaki uhusiano ya huyu jamaa na mtoto wangu na mimi na yeye. So it's a like you want to delete everything to do with him. So changing the name was like she was bitter, she didn't expect that. But at the end of the day, jina ni jina tu. We woke up tukajipata tunaitwa Vero, unajiita Jedida. You don't know what the motive behind, but I don't think the name should be an issue.
An issue to her. Wow.
They should work on their characters first.
Both of them.
Both of them.
So that means both of them are either toxic or narcissists to each other.
To each other.
But the toxic side, it's really affecting. Now there are two people are being affected. We have Kayla, who is their daughter, and we have Ruth K. Ruth K is the wife to Mulamwah right now, and she's expectant. Very soon, wanna expect baby boy. So what do you think these two people, how are they being affected by all this? Because of course at the end of the day, umtoi kuna venya ako affected. Even if it's not now, but when she grows up in this toxic environment, it will affect her mentally. At the time itafika mali, it's either she will hate the father or she will hate the mother. So mtoto, how is she being affected in all this after hizi vitu zote zina happen?
As I said, relationship, the man and the woman should not affect the baby. The baby should not be the victim. If at all they love your baby so much, let the baby not be the victim. Because there's always that side the baby will learn. She's growing. She will learn. Who is the best parent? Who is the parent who listens to me? There are so many people out there who the father and mother are separated, and the kids can tell, Mimi hata grow up, I'll still look for my dad. The mom is not ready to introduce the dad. Because when you cannot accommodate each other, kindly let the baby not. Because at this point, mtoto ako kwa vita yeye ajui ni vita ya nini. At the end of the day, au mtoto hakukuja kama wako na mapenzi.
Yeah.
So initially when they were getting this baby, they had love. And wao walitoa wametuonyesha. So why should the baby become the victim? I think Caro, as a woman, if you care so much about the baby, should let it happen. Let it happen. I don't think men are that evil that if you give them a chance to raise their kid, watakunyang'anya huyo mtoto. And to Caro, to Ruth, Caro, she's a woman too. And because you and Mulamwah, it never happened. Don't think it won't happen with Ruth. Kila mtu anakuanga na huyo mtu. Most of, when we were growing up, most of the parents, hata sisi generation yetu, unapatanga kuna watu tu bado wako kwa marriage, but they are just there because haukuwa na choice. I think this generation have really worked on their, like, are we together? If we are not, can we kindly see how we can work it through? We cooperate, then we go. Which is the best thing? Because I don't believe we should be tied to somebody who you are not even having a feeling. Like now, we had another conversation saying, if a woman decides to leave, she doesn't leave today.
Yeah.
She had left earlier on. She has been working on her emotional well-being
and emotional stability.
Before she leaves you. So, wache kusumbua Ruth, especially at this time.
Do you think if vitu zote zinaweza lead to postpartum depression? Do you think it can lead to?
Yes, because at this point, Ruth akona hormonal change in her body. She doesn't. Okay, first time pregnancy, you don't know what you're feeling. You don't know what is going on with your body. You have this so many changes. There's this now the mental part. There's hormonal part. There's now the mental part. Unashindwa if they are fighting. If I ever do something to my husband, would he treat me the same he treated
this one?
So she's in her worrying cocoon, not knowing, Caro and Mulamwah not knowing. Ruth is now wondering, if now you're fighting and you used to be, what would happen to me? Now she's on her dilemma with herself. And unknowingly, that is what most of the time it happens.
Do you think there is something she can do to help Mulamwah to come out of this toxic kutumana kwa kurushana maneno na baby mama? Do you think there's something Ruth can do? Because right now Mulamwah and Ruth they're in love.
Yes.
And they're expecting a baby boy, and they're very much excited about that. Do you think there's something Ruth can do to change Mulamwah's mind at this point?
The only thing at this point, Mulamwah, just concentrate, focus. Unajua, now he's diverted. He doesn't even for him, he doesn't know where he's standing. He's ako tu. But I think this is the point Ruth tells him, "Hey, Jama, wake up. We need to focus." Atutakosa. In fact, I love the way Baba says politically, atichura haifanyi ng'ombe sikunywe maji. There are noises in our lives. Hata sisi, hata wewe Jedida, there are noises in your life, but do they stop you from achieving your goals? No. So Mulamwah, wacha Caro apige kalele. If you are focused with Ruth, wachana na Caro. You see, I have this theme in my life, and I have learned it, and I have practiced it for a whole all along. When I'm driving, rarely would I use the rear mirror. And every time I use my rear mirror, I'm distracted. Because I can see from behind there's a driver who is coming rough and I overtake. So itafanya at that moment, I might cause an accident because I'm now focusing on the driver behind me. But when you have your windscreen, you can see the view. And ukiangalia if you drive along kama Mombasa Road, there's that point unapata hata giraffes, unapata nini, zebra. Enjoy the drive. Don't be distracted by the side mirrors. Don't be distracted by your rear mirror. Focus on the windscreen. Drive. This is your life. Drive it. Wachana na side mirrors, because at one point you might want to change lane, but as you change lane you don't get stuck to the lanes. Now Caro is a side mirror. She wants Mulamwah to change lanes. Mulamwah is changing lanes to Ruth. But sasa ameangalia ameona Caro ndio huyu. Sasa wanabishana na Caro hapa. He might lose focus.
So bado on Sonnie. Sahi let's say hata akose kubaliana, because wamesema at some point Carol can also go to court and also talk on her side, aseme aliniharibia jina because alisema mtoto si wake, I wanted to, na court will also listen to her. So if akienda court na irule Mulamwah si asipewe hiyo opportunity ya kuona mtoto, then here is Kayla 20 years from now, ame grow up, ame grow up na mama yake. Maybe when she, of course at the end of the day she will get married again. So she has gotten married to another guy. This guy has taken care of Kayla 18 years or 20 years. Amekuja ameona social media this letter of the father wanting to be in her life, but the father has not been in her life. What do you think will be Kayla's reaction?
At this point should be either torn between angry, so much anger, because she will wonder what was the whole scenario. If my daddy wanted to see me and to raise me and to be there for me, and then my mom never gave him the opportunity, kwani she doesn't care my feeling. At that point, Kayla at 20 should be devastated, and that is where you find she'll be having emotional challenge. She'll be devastated. At that point, she may grow. Alafu eventually at 20 ndio una realize kuna mtu alikuwa anataka kuniraise. And that is where you find there's so much issues sai. Emotionally damaged, you are mentally disturbed, because unajiuliza if my dad was there, probably venye nimereiziwa singereiziwa hivi. Especially from probably financially, either emotionally,
because at some point girls are always attached to their fathers. So umemnyima that opportunity. Like I was talking to another lady sometimes back, nikamuuliza aje, now you don't want your kids to see their dad, and yet you have your father. Imagine today your mother denies you to see your father. How would you feel? Just put yourself in the shoes of your kids. Just put yourself, if you have your father, don't let your kids not see their father. At the end of the day, what atafutana? But what I believe Nani should do, aende tu at one point, let them heal in silence, because silence, when you're silent, you are able to become, you are able to think through before, by the time una heal 1 year later, 2 years later, you are able to sit down and realize hii upuzi nilifanya ilikuwa ya nini. Because I think with time things heal. Kuna vitu with age una grow. Every day when you grow, you listen to other people's issues, unajiambia kumbe yangu hata iko kwa issue. People are having issues. Do you think therapy can be of help and essence to these two people? Because where they are headed,
so much. In fact, we were discussing like African societal well-being, the mental well-being, the way we've grown up. We thought when we share what we are going through, it's like unajianika. But I think it is now time to embrace therapy, because at one point you have somebody who doesn't side with any of you, and you're able to express yourself, and you're able to heal together. Because at this point they need therapy for themselves, for the people around them, because I can imagine what Ruth is feeling. And the baby.
And also ukiona Ruth akisoma hiyo comment ya unaona kitu inafanyikia mwenzako, hata wewe kitie maji.
Imagine.
It's hard on her side. Ni venye maybe she's not trying to bring it out, but she also needs therapy. Then
we have family. It's not me. I have family. Ruth has family. What do you think the sisters are thinking? What do you think if the parents are still able to go through the social media? We have family. So wacha tusibashiane kwa social media sana.
So tukienda kumalizia, so we are here, people are dating. Kwanza, this is a month of love. Watu watapelekana out, tungoje results on 14th of October.
Kutoka October tuko na results.
Tunajua results, nani aliyepelekwa Valentines na nani hakupelekwa Valentines. So what advice will you give to young couples when you're nje? Like in a relationship, what are some of the red flags zenye ukiona unajiambia it's high time I just leave before it develops to something else?
There's one thing I would say for the young people. Love is it's patient, it's hurting. There's so many things about love. But there's always that one thing we miss. That attachment, the feeling. Kuna vitu zingine kama sahi, Jedida uko mrembo. Mtu anakuona hivi anajambia, ala kula msichana anataka, but he doesn't know what you're going through. So, well-being ya mtu hapa, physical smartness, it's okay, masomo, it's good, but just learn that person background. How are you brought up? Because there's so many people who are brought up in abusive families, and emotionally they are damaged, mentally they are damaged. Listen to your partner and don't bash when they say, me, I don't like this kind of a person, because I know at the end of the day there's so many people who were brought up in abusive families and they have never talked about it, and eventually later on in life hiyo kitu ita manifest. Na ndio unapata there are so many people like now unapata wasichana, kijana alikasirika ati muko university, ati kijana alikasirika katoka sijui Mombasa kwenda kuua mtu Eldoret. It's because they were never taught. Probably he has angers ya baba, labda mama yao alimwacha, so people have their angers, baba alituacha, mama yao, alafu you see there was that conception, watu wa mama walikuwa naambia baba yako alikuacha, alisema hata hana haja na wewe, because they wanted you to kubaki na yeye.
So that's the same thing I think Sonnie is telling.
Yes. So at the end of the day unapata mtu mkianza relationship ujui hizo vitu kama alienda through. So ukimhatch tu kidogo anaboil. So young people, please learn to learn your partner. Jifundishe kujua your partner. Let them tell you. And now if you are dating Jedida, let your partner know, mimi kuna hivi na hivi went through my life. If that person loves you, imagine that a stick. Akikosa kama hataki hiyo whatever yako, ataenda tu. And God, there's everybody for somebody.
What are the early signs of a narcissist? Because narcissist hautawahi wajua until umezama uko ndani, somebody else anaona this guy is a narcissist, but you can't see it. So what are these early signs of a narcissist zenye utaambia viewer hapo nje akiona this, but akiona these early signs unamwambia tu anajitoa tu before it gets to something big?
Unaona kama sahi, if you want to know a narcissist, one, they are all over you. At one point, because everybody wants that love, attachment, wako all over you. Where are you? Anataka kukua na wewe. You shouldn't. Anataka isolate from your social life. Wanaanzanga isolation. Isolation in a very nice way, because atakuwa you never like if Jedida you have time with your friends, you used to like nimeenda kwa tumepatana na Vero, tumepatana na flani, we are going to do girls like lunch. Anakwambia hapana, kwanza hiyo siku umemwambia I'm meeting my friends, and make sure ameleta treat kingine better than what you are getting. So eventually wewe unasemanga boy wangu ananipenda. They love isolation.
They withdraw you
from you. They withdraw you from there's your social life. The first thing they make sure they withdraw you. Na wanakuwithdrawing vizuri sana. Secondly, they deprive you your independence. Unafanya job, sasa mumefika kwa nyumba. Siwache kufanya job. I'll provide.
And you know that's also what Sonnie said. Niliacha kazi yangu because of someone.
Yes. Even ndio wanaanza wanakuambia usijali au cater for, and truly they cater for it. Unapelekwa shopping, you are provided, but the only thing anafanya hivyo juu anataka urirae na yeye. So every una depend, so could deprive your independence. Thirdly, they have this character, they what do we call it, wanataka ukae kama it's going away. This wanataka kama most of the time they isolate you, they deprive you of your independence.
There's this other one that they make you, if they've done a mistake,
yes,
wanarudisha hiyo makosa
kwako. So they always like you become the victim of the way they treated you. If they start being like abusive, violence, but anakwambia alikuslap mara ya kwanza
because you did
something
1, 2, 3.
So anakwambia pole, mimi sikuwa nikuslap, nilikuwa ni venye tu ulifanya na wewe unaona yenyewe kama nilifanya. So they make you the victim of, and so many other things. You'll find so many other things.
So in short, mtu akiona these, like sometimes unaweza kosa kuiona vizuri because it once in a while, not, but hiyo ya social withdrawal yenye anakudraw kwa your social life, it is always
the
first one
when you're dating. Kwanza mkianza kudate, ukitaka kujua mtu ni narcissist, hiyo that part, like I'm out with my friends, Jedida amekupata ukienda out, si ndio? I'm out with my friends. Hapana, I thought we should have dinner with you, then we can catch a movie together. That was at first unajiona after all he's mabeshte wangu hakuna kitu tulikuwa tunaenda kufanya serious. So but most of the time they withdraw you fast because they don't want you to learn so much from other people. They don't want you to listen to other people's view of life. Yo, Sonnie. Unge wako nit. Hapa hatungefika.
So thank you so much, Vero, for coming. It has been good. At least our viewers have learned 1 or 2 things. My advice to, before I give my advice, you give your advice to Mulamwah na Sonnie hapo penye wako, and lastly an advice to Ruth.
Mulamwah and Caro.
Sonnie, Caro.
Yeah. And any therapy, it's not too late, but it's not too good for you, both of you emotionally. Please seek for therapy. I know you understand. You talk to a psychiatrist. Now what was idea to Ruth, don't overthink at this point. Usi overthink. Don't overthink.
Msichana mgani ya overthink?
Okay, ndio nimemwambia at this point usi overthink. Carry your pregnancy, get your baby, nurse your baby. I wish you the best. So, but usi overthink. Ilikuwa ni issue yao. Don't put yourself in them. Work on yours. Everybody have their own part.
Thank you so much, Carol and Mulamwah. I don't think kama nita add anything. Go for therapy. It will really help. Pia the child that you both mulipata at this period of time, she's growing, and as she grows her mental health is also growing. So akifika 6 years apate hizi vitu zinaendelea happen the way they are happening, it will affect this child in one way or another. She will not speak out, but it will come to manifest maybe 10 years or 20 years 10 years or 12 years later when she's 20 or when she's 18. And for me, my advice to Ruth is take care of yourself. If you feel that everything is hard right now or harsh on you right now, you have your family. Talk to your family members or talk to a therapist, or at the end of the day maybe kama kuna to support group up like the pregnant women, you can join one. You'll learn a lot from them, because right now if wewe pia ukiingia kwa hii mix, it will be hard and harsh on your side, and we don't want anything to happen to you and also to happen to your baby. And the baby Kayla, to you, take care of yourself, and yeah. Sasa nitaambia huyo mtoto nini, but yeah, at this period ni wazazi ku work on what they have, the issues they have for this child to grow well. And thank you so much, viewers, for staying tuned. This has been Secrets of the Mind show, and we advocate for mental health. Check on your friends, also check on your neighbors, check on your family members. These people really need your help. At some point they might not speak out, but you might just sense, or the activities might change, and you might wonder why they have changed their activities. So unaweza reach out to them and ask them what's the problem. And also to the parents who are out here and maybe you're planning to separate or to divorce, kindly do it. Is it amicably, so that at the end of the day the kids hapa, they're not going to suffer ile maybe separation anxiety, or they're not going to suffer because one parent amambia the children this other parent hakupendi. So let if you are doing it, do it amicably, in a way that ni nyinyi wawili mumeenda separate ways, but the children can get the parental love that they used to get. Yeah, thank you so much, and don't forget to catch us next time. Bye.
See you.
Have you ever wondered why you get irritated easily? Staying up all night long just because you lack sleep? Or going for 2 or 3 days without food and your body is okay? Well, these are some of underlying factors of depression and trauma. Hi, my name is Jedida Wafula, a training counseling psychologist and a sign language interpreter. Join me as I bring together diverse voices to explore on mental health awareness and how it impacts their life, on keen interest on persons with disability. Let's break the stigma and shine a light on this crucial aspect of our mental wellness. Thank you.